storm.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Yap House Podcast. I'm excited to be here tonight. It is Saturday, February 22nd. It's about 10:45 p.m. right now. Honestly, I could be out doing things right now, but I am not. I am stuck here because I really don't have anyone to see, don't have any plans, don't have anything to do. So I might as well just record another episode because why not? Have not recorded one in a while because I've been so busy with school and everything. But yeah, we do have a lot to talk about today. A lot has happened since I recorded my last episode. It was like back in early January or something like that. So it has been a while, but we're going to get to as much as we can in this episode, I promise. I do want to start with a bit of updates on my academics going on. I am doing 5 classes this semester. The first one is actually a golf class. It's like a little golf activity course, similar to the jogging one that I did last semester. It's obviously 3 times a week for an hour in the morning. And you just go there and you're just taught like good golf form, how to swing the club really well and stuff like that. And it's crazy because when I went to that class for the first time, when the semester started, that was like the first time that I picked up a golf club since I was like 10, 11 years old, something like that. It has been a really long time since I have golfed. And hey, I'm just not a golf guy for some reason. I'm much more of like football, baseball, basketball, hockey, like I've said my entire life. So that took time to getting some used to. And it didn't take long actually for me to get my form back again because the teacher I have is actually a really, really good teacher. Like, my jogging teacher last semester, she didn't do anything. She didn't actually like teach us like proper form of like jogging, how to like save energy and things like that. This golf teacher that I have, she used to golf. She golfed on Southern University's golf team, when she was a student, and she's like really really good. Like she actually teaches us proper form, like how to swing and all that stuff like that, like how to like move those hips the right way and stuff like that. So it's really really good, and obviously I've missed some of those classes for Super Bowl volunteering and working. I'll get to that in a second, but part of making up those absences is I actually have to play a full game. I don't remember if it's 9 or 18 holes, but I do have to do a full game on the LSU golf course. Um, one day. So hopefully I can do it at some point. Hopefully I can find people that are willing to take up some time and go golfing. I'm sure there are. It's just I have to just find people that are willing, and it should be great. But yeah, that's really gotten my interest into golf again. I mean, I honestly haven't really done it like at all outside of that class. So hopefully I can maybe bring someone to Top Golf one day or on a date or something like that. So yeah, the next class is called Intro to Public Relations. Obviously, I'm more of like a journalism marketing guy, not so much public relations, but that's why I'm that's why I'm taking it to learn more about it because obviously I do want to get into that field more, whether it's like sports marketing, public relations, management, as I've said this whole time. It's great, and it's actually very easy. Like all the quizzes are online, all the exams are online as well, all the work is online as well. You don't really have to go into the class and take anything too serious because it's such a big class with like 150 people. You don't really have to worry so much. Even though, but yes, even though one fuck up can lead to you not having a good grade and something like that. This next class is probably my least favorite class out of the bunch, and it's called Mass Media Law. Law and politics is something I just don't like hearing about or don't like talking about at all. So this class is a little bit difficult for me. It's okay. It is okay because it's not that much. It's just a couple of exams, some podcasts about like real life scenarios of political topics we've had to like the First Amendment stuff. That have happened in the past, and a final paper that's due at the end of the semester. I don't really know what I have to write about it yet, but yeah, the class is okay. Like I'm obviously jotting down every single note that there is, but it's still hard at the same time because it's just annoying to listen to. You know what I mean? Especially since me that I literally don't like talking about that kind of stuff at all. So yeah, the next class is similar to a class I had last semester where you make those news stories that you see on TV, and I'm actually going to get into something later, but the first story that I did is something that I am not gonna do ever again. Like the topic that I did was so difficult. Like I could get my B-roll. I just could not get any I just could not get any in-person interviews is what I'm trying to say. They all had to be via phone, and that's just unacceptable. Like I'm not getting enough help for for me to get these done. Like I just need some cooperation from everyone in order for this to go well. Like you need cooperation. I probably maybe should have planned all the in-person interviews sooner, but every single interview that I do for these stories, it has to be in person. It cannot be by phone or anything like that. So if I can just get kind of some cooperation going forward, that would be better. And hey, there were a lot of people that I asked as well, but they just were not free. They just could not take up 5, 10 minutes of their time to just be on camera for something that's not even going on social media. And this is, I don't know, and this is what really makes me mad about it. It's just being a journalist is not easy. I'm telling you, being a journalist and making these stories, it's not easy. You really have to go a long way. You really have to really work your butt off to try and get what you want because it doesn't come easy for you. Hopefully this next story can go a little bit better, and hopefully the next two stories that I'm doing for the rest of the semester, keep going and stuff like that. Hope they go well because I think I have a plan now where I'm gonna where I'm gonna be better, trying to get those in-person interviews and stuff like that. So hopefully it goes well. The last class is I don't really know how to describe it for some reason. It's called documentary journalism, and there's not much to the class. Like we don't really have to do much to with the class, but they are really, really big presentations. It's like a lot of presentations. We're actually making a documentary of like a historical topic or something like that at the end. But it's actually not that bad. We did this little like 1 minute video a little bit earlier this semester, which is like a mini documentary. We're put in a group of like 4 or 5 people, and we just make those, and those are a lot of fun. But the last documentary we have to do is like 15 to 20 minutes, so it's not going to be easy. My group does have their topic though, so hopefully it should be a little bit easier figuring it out, but at the same time, we're going to really have to find time and try and get this done because I know it's not going to be easy because it's just a lot of work that's going to put in if we want to get a good grade. So, yeah. Those are my 5 classes. Let's talk about my routine now. My routine is all over the place, and now with the new job that I have, it's especially been tough for me to go to the gym because I have classes every day. This class that I'm not sure if I have to go in person or not, and then obviously I have to keep track of when I eat because I'm obviously not doing anything hungry. So every single day I have to get up at 7:30. So Monday and Wednesday I get up at 7, I eat breakfast, and then I walk to the golf class, which is like a 35, 40-minute walk. It's it can be painful, and especially since it's been cold recently, it can be a little bit stressful, but I've luckily found a way that'll help me get there in time. And I feel like every time I walk there, I feel like it goes by a little bit faster. You know what I mean? So there's that. And then in the morning on Monday, once I have 3 straight classes to open the day. So there's really no time for you to get food. There's no time for me to get food during that time. Like I have class from 8:30 to 12:30. There's like no time at all. When, as I said, the first class takes 35 minutes to walk to. So I get up and I eat. Usually have like oatmeal and cereal, and I've been buying a lot of breakfast things like I said, oatmeal, cereal, eggs, and stuff like that, just so I can have it. I'm bringing a lot of energy bars as well. So yeah, and then after those 3 classes, I go eat lunch, and then I usually have a lot of options to do, but at the same time, I would have another class at 3:30. So I would often go to the library and just study, and then go to my 3:30. That lasts about till 5. And then I go have dinner, and then I just go back to my apartment and study and relax for the rest of the day. That's Monday and Wednesday. Tuesday is when I can go to the gym. I have only one class from 9 to 10:30. So in the morning, get up at 7:30, go to the dining hall and eat breakfast, go to class, have class, and then I'll likely maybe rest for like 20, 25 minutes and then go to the gym, just do whatever. That's Thursday. That's Tuesday and Thursday. And then Friday, I only have one class, which is that golf class. And then I have all day to myself. I can spend as much time in the gym as I want to. And then I just leave the rest of the night to myself, just figuring out what I'm going to do. That's basically my routine. And yes, I did get a new job, which has messed it up a little bit. But at the same time, it's been incredible. It's been a lot of fun doing this job, and that's being an intramural sports official. I didn't think the job would be this fun, but it has. And the one thing it's really taught me is obviously you got to be on your edge because the action happens so fast, especially with grown ass men going at it, being physical and whatnot. But obviously you really have to keep track of everything, the fouls, whether someone travels or double dribbles and stuff like that. Obviously, if you don't know the rules, it's tough. And to be honest with you, I'm not the most knowledge about basketball, even though I love the sport so much. So I oftentimes would miss a travel or a double dribble, or sometimes I'd miss an obvious foul, but I feel like as I do more and more, I'll obviously get better. Like I said, it's just my first semester reffing. Also, there a lot of the refs. It's their first semester reffing as well, so it's gonna take time to get used to. But I've done good amount of games so far, so I'm used to it. There were some games where it's very, very physical and you're really, really on edge. Like, hey, do you call this foul? Do you not? And yeah, it's a lot of fun. And I honestly feel like the most important job is actually the scorekeeper, because he's the one that really has to watch the game the most, because he's the one that's keeping track of the score, the fouls and everything. Because if you don't keep track of the score, hey, that might cost the team the game. So it's very important as the scorekeeper to really be mentally locked in and focus on the game. Right now I am doing soccer and basketball. I feel like basketball is definitely a lot more fun since it's a lot more fast-paced and you're like on edge more, you're more mentally prepared. Soccer, it can be fast-paced too, but it's a much bigger field. So you have time to react and call like the obvious fouls and stuff like that. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I hope I can continue doing this. I love working at the UREC. We have a great group of men and women there that are just so cooperative in everything they do. They're just so kind, so respectful. They're probably like the kindest group of men and women I've ever met in my life, which is saying a lot because I've obviously been a part of a lot of groups, but this probably takes the cake of like the most respectful I've ever been around of in a long time. So kudos to you guys if you're watching this. Okay, we are going to talk about my Super Bowl experience and the things I did in New Orleans for the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, I did not go to the game. Unfortunately, I did not go to the game because all the jobs that, work at the stadium and around it were taken, which was very, very unfortunate. So I had to work around it. I did some stuff, during the weekend before and the weekend and the weekend like the weekend just before Super Bowl Sunday. The first thing I did was be a volunteer for the Cree of New Orleans Super Bowl Ambassador Program, which was a lot more fun than I thought it would be. Basically, as an ambassador, you just help the people of New Orleans, feel welcome in new guests and stuff like that. For my first two shifts, I was at this headquarters at the train station, it's on like Loyola Avenue or something like that. And all we really did was just pass out materials like the jacket, the sweater, the long sleeve shirt, and other goodies like sunglasses and stuff like that to the guests. And that was a lot of fun because you got to, connect with new ambassadors, see where they're from and all that, different parts of the country, which was very cool. And I actually met someone that goes to LSU that's in my grade, that's in the kinesiology sport admin field as well. Harper, if you're seeing this, shout out to you. But anyway, meeting her was great. Meeting a bunch of other ambassadors was great as well. And then for my third shift, I was at the airport, the New Orleans airport, and my goodness, was that a fabulous time. That was way, way better than being at the headquarters at the train station, because you could walk around the airport, I gave these little Super Bowl beads to the guests. They had like the years that the Super Bowl was hosted. New Orleans is now an 11-time host of the Super Bowl, and they had this and the beads had this QR code on like the necklace, where you can like play games, win prizes and stuff like that. So that was very cool. And being at the airport, it was just so fun because it felt different, obviously, but I felt alive there. At headquarters, I kind of felt a little dead, kind of felt a little bored and stuff like that. At the airport, I felt alive, and I actually got a little tired. After my shift, because I was just like walking around like crazy, handing out beads to people, and it was great. It was great, and I was obviously greeted by amazing people. I met this guy that goes to Tulane. I actually met up with him at the Boot on Tulane campus, which I'll talk about in a second. But he's a great guy. But yeah, working as a volunteer at the Korean New Orleans Ambassador Program was incredible. Shout out to you guys. I'll never forget that experience. And hey, if the Super Bowl does in fact come back to New Orleans, I will definitely sign up for it again. That Monday, I also went to Super Bowl opening night. That was really cool because you just got to like hang out in the Superdome for a few hours. But to be honest with you, Super Bowl opening night was kind of underwhelming. It was kind of underwhelming because there wasn't really much going on, to be honest with you. Like, yeah, they had a bunch of cool people there. Obviously, all the NFL players from the Eagles and Chiefs were there, but the good thing about it is that we got to sit wherever we wanted to in the Superdome. So I sat in like the very, very front row and got like a front row seat to see like the Eagles and Chiefs, talking with all those media guys around them. But it just felt underwhelming, just like sitting there and not really doing much, just watching all the scenes in the Superdome. Yeah, it was cool. It was good to be in the Superdome again. It was like the first time I'd been there since like my freshman year. But yeah, like I said, I just really didn't get much out of it. I would much rather like if I was like a media guy like on the sidelines, talking to the players, that would have been a lot cooler. That would have been way cooler than just sitting in the front row, not doing much. But I didn't really know how to get a media pass. I mean, obviously, I don't really work for any media companies right now, but maybe one day next year in like San Francisco, I can get something We'll see, but that was obviously cool. And then the weekend before the Super Bowl was Friday. It was Thursday, Friday, and Saturday that I did this. I went back to New Orleans and I worked at Manning's Sports Bar and Grill. It's like next to the hotel casino. I partnered with On Location, this company that offers like exclusive offers to big events like the Super Bowl Final Four, and I got to work with them for the very first time, and I got to work at that bar. Now the thing is about this is that this woman just emailed me saying, "Hey, would you like to work? Would you like to come join us as like a volunteer ambassador, something?" Not knowing what I was going to get into. I just said yes. All right, let's do it because I had no clue what I was going to get into, but hey, I felt like this would be great on my resume. So I just said yes, let's do it, knowing I was going to miss another class or two for that. But holy shit, looking back at it, I am really, really glad I made the decision to say yes because that was a cool experience. Working at that bar was incredible. I got this little red vest jacket with, a little with like this little ID thing, I don't know, and it was really cool. I just got to, greet guests, just make them feel welcome here. I got to be the photo op guy. Got to be the photo op guy outside. In this outdoor part, which was really cool. They had a great DJ there and stuff like that. One day, Andrew Whitworth was there, and I got a chance to get a pic with him. I also got a picture with Laura Rutledge, one of those ESPN reporters who's very, very influential. Love Laura. And I just had a great, great team of mixed ages, some elderly, some my age. I felt like oh yes, I was the youngest guy. I was the youngest person in that group because everyone else was like either like a senior in college or like they graduated already. So it felt weird. It felt weird being a youngster there, but it felt really cool at the same time because I got to learn a lot from them, and hopefully I can work more with On Location in the future. Maybe all the spots were taken for March Madness, unfortunately, but maybe something like Super Bowl 60 or March Madness next year or something like that. Or hey, maybe even other events like Coachella and the World Cup or something like that. Because I know like On Location like does those events as well. I have a lot of people. I have this one person I can talk to actually about all the events, but or no, actually not just one. I have two. But they're usually very busy with other events, so we just kind of like leave them be and stuff like that. But yeah, I got a picture with the Super Bowl as well. I got a pic with the Lombardi Trophy, which was great, great, great. And yeah, working at Manning Sports Bar was just, it was just a tremendous experience. I also went to the Super Bowl experience at that convention center in New Orleans, like next to Riverside Mall, I think it was. And ooh, that was fun. The convention center in there had so much. They had like interactive games. There was a bunch of people there, and it was a lot of cool. So, um, at there, you had to try and collect badges. They had these QR. If you have the NFL One Pass app, you can scan these QR codes for badges. And I don't. And if you collect all 53 badges, like you gain some kind of certain prize or that. So I was on a mission to collect all the badges. Like I got there at around like 7 or something like that. No, I got there at around 6:30. I got to the venue at around 6:30, and yeah, I was just kind of walking around collecting the badges, and um, I was just having fun. I was like on a mission to collect all the badges as fast as I can, so I could just like walk around, do everything else, stuff like that. But here is where the most heartbreaking ending to the experience comes in. Walk out. I walk out into this area, and I did not realize that there was no re-entry into the venue. So yeah, that was very unfortunate. I accidentally exited the venue, not knowing there was no re-entry. And I was only 8 badges away from collecting all 53, which was just so unfortunate. I got out of there at like I only lasted an hour there, where I probably should have lasted like 3. It was so unfortunate. I was so upset, and I did not want to get another ticket because it probably would have costed $60, and the tickets the next day costed like $60 as well. So, yeah, that was so unfortunate. I wish I just could have stayed in there, asked like where the other badges were as well before, I exited the venue. But hey, it is what it is. I still got to walk around the venue of the experience, and it was really cool. There was a bunch of, like I said, there was a bunch of interactive stuff there. It was like a real life locker room with some of the players as well. There's a bunch of areas of like history and fans like doing these games and stuff like that. There was even a flag football. There was even flag football. Like there was like a full on football field there. It was pretty crazy. And the final thing I did in New Orleans for the Super Bowl, it was visit Tulane's campus. I kind of like walked around Tulane's campus for a bit. Explored like the main area, explored like the football and baseball stadium area and stuff like that. But I also went to the boot for the first time, and that was okay. I actually saw some LSU people there on that Saturday, which was pretty cool. But the Friday that I went, like the Friday that I went there, I was like so nervous because I've obviously never been there before, and it just felt so weird, like not knowing anybody there. So I really had to like control myself. And when I got there first, it was like empty. But knowing it was gonna fill up later, it was okay. But luckily, one of the door guys recognized me from TikTok, and I was so glad he did because I would have been a lost cause if he did not know me. I would have just been like a deer in the headlights there. And fortunately, those 2 nights that I went to the boot, I did meet some pretty good people there. So good on that. Good on that. Shout out to you guys. You made my night. The last thing I do want to mention is that I also met these three girls. These three girls. They bought us shots. They bought us shots, and I pinky promised one of them and say, "Hey, let's dance sometime, right?" But they didn't tell me that all three of them had boyfriends. They did not tell me that all three of them had boyfriends prior. So they they bought those shots, and one of them pinky promised me I would dance with her, only to find out that all three of them had boyfriends. First of all, I could with those shots were $30. Those shots were 30 freaking bucks. I don't remember if they bought other drinks or not, but $30, I literally could have bought two lunches with that. I literally could have used for 2 days, bought two lunches with that or two breakfasts or whatever. So that was really a shame. I really wish they could have just told the truth and everything. And I don't know why you have to lie. I literally don't know why. But overall, that Super Bowl, the Super Bowl experience overall, being for the Korea, working for the Korea New Orleans as a volunteer, working at Manning Sports Bar as like a volunteer and brand ambassador for On Location, going to Tulane's campus and exploring the boot and exploring this other bar. I think it's called the Palms. It was a bit empty, so I didn't really spend much time there, but that was overall a tremendous experience, and I obviously got to explore something new, got to be places I had never been before, and it was obviously a great experience that I will never forget. I hope I can do these experiences more. Hopefully I can meet some amazing people too, people that I need in my life right now, because there's not many people in my life right now that are like, worthy of being in my circle. So hopefully we can improve that. But yeah, that's quite a Super Bowl experience. Last night I watched this little documentary. It was only 6 episodes, and each episode was like 45 minutes long. But it was called Court of Gold. Court of Gold. If you guys have not watched that yet, I really recommend you should. It was about the men's basketball Olympics tournament over the summer, and it gave 4 vantage points of the U.S., France, Canada, and Serbia, and it was just a tremendous watch. You got to see behind the scenes of how they prepare for games, interacting with their teammates during off days and stuff like that, their families and everything. And to see that documentary and to see, Steph go crazy in the fourth quarter against France in the final, was pretty incredible. I recommend you guys watch that if you guys are into international play and stuff like that. Personally, I think international play is the best by a really, really long time because it's for your country. It's not just, a club or one city. It's for your damn country. And that's why international play is so special. Let's do a little bit of sports talk now. Let's start with the let's start with what happened over the All Star break because there are two things happened: the NBA All Star game, and Four Nations face off. And obviously, the Four Nations was way better than the NBA All Star. I didn't watch the NBA All Star game like at all. I didn't watch a single second of it live. I saw like all the highlights on like the NBA's Instagram page, but nothing impressed me. Literally nothing impressed me. The only thing that impressed me was Mac McClung's dunks. That was literally it. The Four Nations face off. I don't even have any words for how good it was, man. It's I'm so glad that the NHL chose to do that because prior to the All Star break, I had not been focusing on hockey so much since I've been so much into like my academics and stuff like that. But that Four Nations break like is gonna make me like get into this thing again. Like I literally just watched like a full hockey game like today. It was like between Minnesota and Detroit. Like I literally just watched the full game, which is you very rarely see me like watch a full hockey game between two teams that I don't even root for. Like I'm a Devils fan, and it was between Minnesota and Detroit, and I just watched that full game. Like I gotta start getting into hockey again, because like when I used to be when I was really really young, because it's a great sport. The Four Nations did wonders for the sport. I really hope people can see hockey and how great it is, and hopefully the NHL gained a lot more fans after that All Star break, and hopefully the NBA can learn from this as we go forward. So I do have a proposal. I do have a proposal for the NHL to do. I would recommend a Six Nations face-off. So you have the U.S., you have Canada, you have Sweden, you have Finland, you have Russia, and the Czech Republic. The host cities would be Toronto, Minnesota, and New York, or Detroit, or whatever. Minnesota or Detroit, New York. So you have one Canadian city and like maybe 1 to 2 U.S. cities in there. My proposal, how the format should work, is that everybody plays each other once. So that's 5 games, and then the top 2 teams get a first round bye, and then you go as like playoff seedings would go. The standings, would be the 3 seed would play the 6 seed, 4 and 5, and then they would advance of how like normal NFL playoff seeding would do it, and then you just play for the championship, and then that's my proposal, and I think they should do that in like 2027 or something like that to just resume international play because, like I said, international play is the best in the world because it's for your country, not just a single club or city. So yeah, Six Nations face off in that format. I'm not sure if there are like that many players from the Czech Republic in the NHL today, but if they can't get the Czech Republic, maybe they can get someone else. I don't know, but yeah, we'll see. In terms of the NHL standing so far, it looks like the Oilers have gotten back on track. Let's see. Let's just go over the standings real quick. Oilers, Golden Knights are tied at the top of the Pacific right now. Golden Knights had a little bit of a losing streak, but it looks like they're finding their ways again. LA looks like they're okay this year. Vancouver has gotten hot. After they've been struggling earlier, so maybe they'll get into the playoffs again. The Winnipeg Jets are the best team in the league right now, which is crazy because I didn't think they'd do. I didn't think they'd be this good. This year they have the Dallas Stars, and second Minnesota Wild was like the best team in the league at one point, and they've kind of fallen, but they're still going to be in the playoffs, I think. And Colorado hanging on to that wild card spot. In the East, we know the Panthers are going to be good. We know the defending champs are going to be good. But you have the Maple Leafs right there, contending for that division, and the Lightning have won 4 straight. So, but to be honest with you, look how tight the Eastern Conference race is because you have Ottawa, Detroit, and Columbus now worthy of being in the playoffs. Like you couldn't even say that sentence last year, and this year they're all three of those teams are fighting for a playoff spot, unlike last year. Detroit was fighting for it at the end, but they didn't get it. But Ottawa and Columbus, they weren't even close. This year, they are. And it's great, great, great to see those teams do well again. I think the biggest surprise for me in the league this year is Washington because of how well they're doing this year, especially Ovi trying to go for Wayne Gretzky's record. And you have the Hurricanes right behind them, and my New Jersey Devils, who unfortunately lost today. We haven't been doing that well lately, but hopefully we can get back on track. Hopefully we can get healthy. Hopefully we can get Jacob Markstrom back. So, yeah, in terms of the NBA, you have the Cavs and Celtics and the Knicks. And then there's a large gap, and then the Pacers. And then the middle of the Eastern Conference in the NBA is just so clustered. Look at Detroit. Look at freaking Detroit basketball in a playoff spot. That is just tremendous to see. They've won 5 in a row. I really hope they get into the playoffs this year, especially considering like how last year went. You know, Cade Cunningham's been going off this year. You know, they've made great additions like Malik Beasley and Tobias Harris. Jaden Duran's been awesome so far. And then obviously the West is going to be very competitive. Obviously, I didn't even mention all those trades that happened, like Luka to the Lakers, AD to the Mavs, and then all those other trades like De'Aaron Fox to the Spurs and stuff like that. And unfortunately, Wemby is out for the season, so prayers to him. Hopefully he can get back on track with his shoulder. But it's currently the Thunder that are leading the West right now. They are by far the best team in the West right now. But a little bit of a surprise, Memphis is second in the league. A healthy Memphis can do wonders. Memphis was not healthy at all last year. Every single key player got injured. This year, they're all healthy and they're playing really, really well, led by John Morant. Denver had won 9 straight until they unfortunately lost tonight. But they're in the 3-hole. Houston, I feel like is one of the big surprises of the league for me this year because I still thought they were like a year away. But they've been playing outstanding this year. They just got to be consistent with Şengün, Jalen Green, and Thompson. The young core is definitely going to lead the way, but at the same time, you need those savvy vets like Fred VanVleet and Dillon Brooks to really be the key factors of that team if they're going to go far. And it's the Lakers who surprisingly have been doing really, really well this year. I kind of doubted them at first, but they've been great, and now they have Luka, so I think they're going to do a lot of damage come playoff time. And then you have the Clippers, Timberwolves, Mavericks, and then the Warriors and Kings. Phoenix Suns are an absolute fucking mess right now, and that really is all to it. I've obviously been watching a lot of college basketball, especially in the SEC, because the SEC and basketball is literally the best we've ever seen. Like before conference play started, like the worst record in that league was like 10-3, which is like South Carolina. And now South Carolina has lost 13 straight. They finally won an SEC game today, but anyway, it's just the SEC is just it's just so good. But it's like every single SEC game is like a football game because I think there's 18 SEC games, right? That every team plays. So yeah, every game is like a football game. But you have Auburn at the top, Florida and Bama at 11-3, Mizzou, Tennessee, A&M. Mizzou might be the turnaround team of the season. Like of like all of college basketball, Missouri Tigers might be the turnaround team of the season because I don't think they won a single SEC game last year. And to see them, they're now 9-4 conference play, 20-6. That's actually 9-5. Never mind, 20-7 because they lost to Arkansas tonight. But Tennessee, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Kentucky, Vandy's going to make the tournament this year. That's going to be great. Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Georgia. So I don't know. You could possibly see like 11-12 SEC teams in the NCAA tournament this year, which is going to be outstanding. It's like the most in one conference. It's like that one year where like every team in the Big East made it. It was incredible. And speaking of conferences that are also great, we got to look at the Big Ten as well because Michigan State, Michigan, Wisconsin, Maryland, Purdue, UCLA, Oregon, Illinois, maybe Ohio State, All those teams are going to get in as well. The Big Ten is really, really good too. And if you look at the Big 12, it's not as good as they were last year. You have Houston, Arizona, Texas Tech, Iowa State, BYU, Kansas. I think Baylor's going to get in, but I think that's really all from that conference. Maybe Cincinnati if they win a little bit more, but it's going to be tough. And the ACC, I don't know what the hell's going on with the ACC this year. I thought they were going to be better this year, but I don't know. But the teams I do think that are going to make it are Duke, obviously, Clemson, Louisville, SMU, Wake Forest. And I'm just really, really debating on North Carolina because do they really have a single good win all year long? Like, yes, they're 10-6 in conference play, but let's see. Okay, well, they've beaten Pitt, they've beaten NC State, they've beaten Boston College. Oh, they beat NC State twice. They beat SMU, which I think is going to make the tournament. They beat UCLA. That's tough. That's really, really tough. I honestly don't know about North Carolina because they have Miami, they have Virginia Tech. If they beat Duke at home, I think they get in. If they beat Duke at home, I think they get in for sure. And I think you have to at least win one or two games in the ACC tournament in order for North Carolina to get in. They're still alive. But I feel like they're just on the outside looking in right now. They need to beat Duke. They need to beat Duke in order for them to get in. Like I said, if they beat Duke at home, I think they're going to get in. In terms of some of our sports teams, our women's basketball team's having a great year. I think they're like 25-2, something like that. We just come off a tough loss to Texas, but responded with a win over Georgia. We're 26-2. 11-12 in conference play. We have a big game on Sunday against Kentucky. If we win that game, that'll probably put us in sole possession of third in the SEC. So you have Texas, you have Texas and South Carolina, the 1 and the 2, and then we're in third place. So I think we'll be fine if we can win out and win at least get to the semifinals in the SEC tournament. I think if our women win out, at least get to the SEC tournament, because you're going to have to play either South Carolina or Texas in the SEC tournament semifinal. So I think if we get there, we will be absolutely fine. But yeah, I believe this team can win it all. I really believe this team can win it all. They have the best three. They have the best big three in the country, I believe. And I think they have what it takes to win it all and compete with the big girls of the country. Whether they do well against them, that is to be determined. But I believe they can go up against like Notre Dame, UCLA, USC. It's just going to take a lot. And it starts on the defensive end. Guarding the best players in the country like Paige Beckers, Juju, and all those big time players and stuff like that. But still a lot of season left. And we've got to get this win tomorrow in Lexington at Memorial Coliseum. Our baseball and softball teams are underway. Baseball suffered a tough loss today to the Omaha Mavericks, a team we should not lose to at all. But, I think if you take losses like that, you learn from it, and you can go on these lengthy winning streaks. You're motivated by those losses, games you should win. So I think this is an Omaha-built team. Again, depth all around, ways we can beat different teams. I felt like offense last year was a little bit anemic. Couldn't really beat teams in different ways. Kind of like one-dimensional offense a little bit. Obviously, you had Jared and Tommy who were fantastic, but this team can beat you so many different ways this year, I believe. And I think that's going to pay huge dividends to when we compete against the big boys of the SEC, like Arkansas, Tennessee, A&M, and teams like that. Our softball team is 13-0. I think they're one of the best offensive teams in the SEC thus far, if I'm not mistaken. They're ranked 5th. They had 4 ranked wins in one weekend here at Tiger Park, which was insane. And to me, it just feels like this team is somehow better than the team last year. Last year had all those seniors. You had like 7, 8 seniors on that team. They all left, and there's still one main senior, Danica Coffey, who obviously got injured last year, returning this year. She has like 550 batting average through 13 games, which is just absolutely wild. Or 14 games, excuse me. Yeah, I'm sorry, the softball team's 14-0. But yeah, like the real question is our softball team better than the one we had last year with all those seniors? Like there's a lot of young girls on this team this year, especially that new freshman pitcher who's been great so far. Like that's kind of crazy to think about. But hey, who knows when it comes to SEC play? Obviously the SEC is loaded again in baseball and softball, so we'll see, we'll see. And then, obviously, I've been going to all of the gymnastics meets. I love the way our girls have been competing, especially the fact we took down number one Oklahoma, but somehow didn't go to number one in the rankings. Like, I don't know how the gymnastics rankings work, but I'm shocked we didn't, rise up to number one after beating Oklahoma. So that was a little bit confusing, but I was obviously there at the Oklahoma meet, and it was an incredible show. The place was jam packed. Like that is what an NCAA gymnastics meet should look like. No empty seats, just pure energy and elation there. And we obviously beat number one, which was great. But we're obviously probably going to see them again in like regionals or like in the national championship or something like that. So season's far from over. So yeah. Last thing I want to talk about is the Super Bowl. I'm glad the Eagles won the Super Bowl. They deserved it, especially Saquon, AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts. I guess Saquon was the final piece for them to win the Super Bowl, but he didn't really have the best game. He didn't really have the best game in the Super Bowl. Like the Chiefs D was doing a great job. They kind of had to go through the air to beat them a little bit. The MVP of that game was the Eagles defensive line. MVPs of that game was Vic Fangio and the Eagles defensive line, because they just absolutely swallowed the Chiefs O-line and Patrick Mahomes, and they were the main difference in the game. So very happy the Eagles won, and hey, who knows if they're going to be even better next year. We'll see. Let's talk about some other things now. I have been absolutely grinding on, job boards like Indeed, Handshake, and LinkedIn. Just trying to find something. I think it's hard getting recruited right now because I'm so busy, and I don't really know what managers are doing right now, but I'm just not getting recruited. And it's just taking a while for all these hiring managers to get back to me, but obviously not giving up. Obviously, praying that something happens, but I still don't have a job for the summer, or an internship yet. So hopefully I can figure something out, because obviously want to get into sports like that, and I'm obviously going to keep. I'm literally just going to keep spamming the apply button, to literally everything, because like I said, I'm very, very open with what I want to do in terms of sports, like marketing, management, public relations, event management, operations, being an agent. Broadcasting's obviously my main thing, but still, I'm very, very flexible with everything. Let's see. I work as a sports official. That's obviously a lot of fun. I worked as a sports reporter back then, which taught me a lot as well. I might be on this new club next year, because a lot of the seniors on that club are graduating. And one of my friends who's an intern there, she was like to her boss, like, yeah, hire him, and I think he'll be great. And then hopefully I can be on that team next year. Sorry, I have this water bottle next to me. I just ate a lot of food for dinner, so I'm a little bit What I want to do now is, obviously my celeb crush is Tate McRae. She is a goddess, and I'm going to rate her album. I'm going to read off what I posted on TikTok here, but I rated her album, rated all the songs on her album. So I'm going to read to you guys what I put. So this is obviously not including the 3 songs that were already out. Like it was Sports Car, It's Okay, I'm Okay, It's Okay, I'm Okay, and Two Hands. Obviously, I've listened to the whole thing. I've listened to the whole album about 6 times now, and this was very, very difficult to rate, because Because in my heart, every song of my wife's album is 1,000 out of 10. So this is in terms of being realistic, an actual rating of out of 10. Because like I said, in my heart, every song is perfect, but we're being realistic here. So first song is Miss Possessive. I said 9 out of 10. I said set the tone for how great the album is. Sydney Sweeney. Miss Possessive, I rated it a 9 out of 10. I said set the tone for how great the album is. Sydney Sweeney opening it up is insane. The vocals go crazy in the chorus, which they do, and she be throwing them shots in this hit too at all those ugly ass bitches. Like I said, I think if this song was like 20 seconds longer, it would have been a 10 with like an extra bridge or something like that. But still tremendous. Revolving Door. Whew. I rated this a 10 out of 10. I rated this a 10 out of 10. And I said every DJ needs to put this song on his or her playlist because this would absolutely go stupid in the club. I said I need a minute because I actually cannot get over the song, bro. Like, it's crazy. Definitely my favorite to just like jam out to, sing and lip sync. Just a simple like high tempo beat can do wonders, and she perfected it. Blood on My Hands featuring Flo Milli. This is definitely the most catchy song on the album for me. Flo went crazy in her feature. Like imagine Tate rapping. Like Tate rapping like Flo. That would be crazy. The chorus, Tate's chorus is one of my favorites in the album, and maybe that I've ever heard out of her. Like one of my favorite Tate choruses ever. Like that's how good it is. And overall, another great song, especially to dance to. So I rated that a 9.5 out of 10. Blood on My Hands. Ooh. Here's another 10 out of 10 song. Dear God. Like when I first heard the snippet, I immediately knew. This was going to be one of my favorite Tate songs ever. And oh my gosh, by God it is. Even though there aren't many other lyrics from, the snippets we heard and, everything we've heard prior to the full version being dropped, the way it's put together is just absolutely incredible. Her vocals really, really shine in this song, and it's just so is why I love her voice so much, and it's just so damn attractive. It's crazy. Purple Lace Bra, I rated it an 8.5 out of 10. Bro, she be getting dirty in this one, bro. Like, that's crazy. Even then, I said even though I'm not the biggest fan of like those kinds of beats and instruments, it's just me. I'm a little bit picky. It's okay. I'm a little bit picky with like my song choices and my beat choices and stuff like that. She complements those beats incredibly with those lyrics, and holy shit, those melodies are crazy good. Like those melodies are insane. I just feel like it's a great song for like alone time in your room. I know it, especially at night. Alone time in your room at night. So that's what I love about it. Signs. I rated this a 9 out of 10. I hate you means I need you more. That's a crazy line. That's something I've never heard before. But everything about this song is fantastic. The beat, the lyrics, and the way she ups her tone in the final chorus, I really, really like as well. I think if there was like a little bridge in between, I think if there was a little more lyrics, like a bridge in the last chorus, this would be a 10. But I don't know, that's just me. Especially like another great dance song. Like there's a lot of good dance songs in this album. So yeah. Whoa, here's another 10 out of 10. I Know Love with the Kid Leroy. Obviously, I honestly had questions about how, they were going to make a track together, like would it actually work? Holy fucking shit. Did they absolutely blow this out of the water, bro? Like, Tate gets it going immediately with strong, insane lyrics, like in the first second, and then obviously the melodies with her and Leroy are incredible. Leroy's part is so good and so touching, like his own verse and things like that. I'm just so impressed about how they put this together. The song's true goals, for real. Next song is Like I Do, and bro, she be taking mad shots in this one as well. And I felt, and like her talking, her feels like before the final chorus is by far the best part of the song. Like, but not for real. I love this song as well. Firing all of her shots with those lyrics goes crazy. Absolutely love the rap like beat as well. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of rap like beats in this album as well, and it feels like another great song that's just good at any time of the day. It's a song that like yeah, it's a song that's great at any time of the day. You know what I mean? No, I am not in love. I rated this a 9 out of 10 as well. Wait, did I say what I rated? Like I do, like I do. I rated a 9 out of 10. No, I am not in love. I rated a 9 out of 10 as well. I said this feels like a not in love version of Two Hands, and she did wonders with this. Obviously, another insanely catchy one with great lyrics, melodies, and pace. Pretty much every Tate song. I relate to this one. I really relate to this one because obviously I'm not in love right now with anyone particular, and it's extremely difficult to find someone who's worthy right now. And I know she and Leroy are obviously together, but still, you know what I mean. Um, let's see. I rated Means I Care. I rated the song a 10 out of 10. This is a really good song. This song is by far the best on the album in terms of like going for like a late night drive or something like that because of like the beats and the instruments you use. Like if you listen to like those instruments, it complements so well with a late night drive. There's also something I've never heard before. It's like if I cut you off, it just means I care. Like I've never heard anyone say that before, so that was crazy and that was powerful, too. Expect me to be singing my heart out to this every late night drive because I love everything about this song so much. Really, every lyric really means something about having mixed feelings for someone. So my goodness, I'm letting it all out right now. Another 10 out of 10 song, Green Light. I'm gonna be honest with you, I was not really sure about this one when I first heard the snippet, but holy shit, my god, do minds change when I first heard the full version. I'm gonna be honest with you, this is up there at the top with my favorite on this album. I don't really have a favorite song on this album, but Green Light is definitely up there at the top. The beat is probably my favorite in the whole album, and this song is obviously so relatable too because, yeah, sometimes you don't know how you feel about someone. You have mixed feelings, and the lyrics and melodies just get to you to just sing and lip sync every single time and every time you hear it, and it's incredible. And then the last one is Nostalgia. I rated it an 8 out of 10. It's really just me, but I'm usually not I'm picky, obviously, but I'm just not really the biggest fan of these kinds of songs where it's just like slow moving, emotional, and these kinds of instruments. But my goodness, did she absolutely knock this one out of the park? She absolutely went crazy with this one. Like, obviously, this will take me some time to get used to. I kind of have to figure out like when to listen to this, so that's why the rating is what it is. But I love the guitar in this, and this whole song tells a great story, and it's a tremendous way to cap 1,000 out of 10 album. So yeah, those are my ratings on Tate's album. Absolutely love it, and I know I'm gonna be listening to this album for a long time. One of the main Louisiana holidays here, Mardi Gras. It's coming up soon. It's actually next week. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing. I've asked some people, and they have no idea what they're going to be doing either. I'm probably going to be going to New Orleans, explore and whatnot, because I haven't done a Mardi Gras yet, because I just really don't have anyone to do anything with. I don't have any plans. I don't have anyone to be with. I just don't really have anything. So I'm going to have to figure it out. I'll probably go to New Orleans like via the bus system. Again, just like my plan is to probably like go really early in the morning on Saturday and just like stay there through the whole day. I mean, hopefully I can find some friends. Hopefully I can just like find stuff to do because I mean, obviously there's probably going to be a lot of stuff to do, but it's really going to be interesting like how I manage everything like my phone battery especially because that can be a little that can be a little bit concerning, and then how I eat and how I manage my money too, because obviously I'm gonna try to obviously spend as least as possible there. Try to buy just like a meal or two, and that's it. Try to not spend anything on anything else. I do have my fit set up. I do already have my fit ready for it, but it's gonna be interesting how I handle this. And hey, hopefully I can find some friends there for pictures for my camera roll. Yeah. At the same time, I have a lot of money problems right now. I just feel like I'm obviously spending more than what I earn, which is something I cannot do. Have to, or spend less than what I earn. So that's something my mom taught me, and hopefully I can continue to do that going forward. Okay, okay, okay. This might get me a little bit emotional talking about, but we'll just talk about it anyway. I posted a little TikTok the other day saying the best way to deal with hate is not to, because I feel like some people the way they deal with like hate towards them, they don't really know how to do it, or they don't really handle it that well. So I posted a little TikTok saying, hey, the best way to handle hate towards you is not to. Simple as that. Let me know if you have any questions. And didn't really get much attention on it, so that's honestly whatever. But there was a situation where I went out on Friday. It was kind of empty. There weren't many people there. JL's was kind of packed, but the house really wasn't. Um, I I saw this trash can knocked over with a bunch of bottles and cups laying on the ground. So I decided to pick it all up, like the good guy I am. I decided to pick it all up, so I feel like that'd just be a good thing to do. And and about like 2 minutes in there, oh, this just hurts talking about it. These these guys came up to me, and I don't even remember what they said, but it doesn't really matter what they said. They were still talking shit to me for picking up trash. They were like shaming me for it. Do you guys know how embarrassing that is? Do you guys know how embarrassing that is? You're shaming me and talking shit to me for doing something good? For picking up trash? I saw the can knocked over, and I'm like, all right, let's pick all this up, make it easier for the workers there. The fact that I got the fact that I got shamed on and was scrutinized for picking up trash is absolutely embarrassing. And I don't even remember what I said on my Snapchat story. My phone's completely off right now. It's just kind of slow, but I said something like, I hope you guys learn this to just be better as a human being, because that kind of attitude from grown ass adults is absolutely unacceptable. You know better, and you should be better. And that wasn't even the worst part about it. The worst part about it is that there was a girl that was with them too. I knew that girl because she had kind of lied to me and betrayed me in a way for, not telling the truth whether she was dating this guy or not. So I don't even know if that was the worst part about it, but I she didn't even like go out of their way to tell them to stop talking to me. She didn't even say a damn word to tell them to like just stop talking to me and just walk away. That hurt. That like actually hurt. It doesn't hurt now, but at that time, that hurt. That I lied. I lied. It hurts. It hurts thinking about it. Because at that point, I was like, what do I do? I know I posted that TikTok saying how to handle hate. You don't do it, but there's just so much of it in this world. It's like, what do you do at this point? And I was speechless at the time. And like I said, it hurts my heart talking about it now, because there's just no reason for that to happen. At the end of the day, I know it's not that big of a deal, but at the same time, I I wish I wish it could have worked out better. Like I did go to the cops to just tell them about it, And thankfully they calmed me down. And they kind of made jokes about me and stuff like that. Jokes with me. Jokes not about me, with me, and stuff like that. But yeah, the cops were like, "Hey, you should have told them fuck off. Like you guys are assholes and stuff like that." And I maybe probably should have said that, but the cops told me that, and yeah, it was nothing serious, but I also told some of the workers at the house, like my friends Madeline and Georgia, um, they they didn't really have much to say as well. They just said people are assholes. You're gonna meet assholes every now and then. Just gotta handle it. And like I said, hey, the way you handle it is not to. I just wish that whole thing could have been avoided. Um, at the same time, I'm gonna go out of my way to do the best I can to, you know, help people. And hey, I felt like I helped the house workers there by making their jobs easier, make sure they don't have to pick up all that trash on the pavement. It was cold. My hands were freezing when I was done picking up all that trash, but it still hurts thinking about it. And I also wish, someone was there at that moment to just help me, help me pick some of it up, but no one was there. No one, I mean, I didn't really expect anyone to be there, because you gotta just learn on your own, but there's just so much hate in this world today, man. I get emotional thinking about it. Alright, I'll stop. I also feel like, people only see me from 2 years ago and not today. I am a completely different person than I was 2 years ago. Um, Obviously, my circle has gotten a lot smaller. And I'm glad because, I've dealt with a lot of toxic people, a lot of traitors. But, I wish people could see me, the way I'm talking right now. I just wish in the past there was better communication with, from them, not from me, from them. I just wish, people had told me things that, so I could get the actual message. It's tough being in a scenario like this, but there's no giving up. I was talking to one of the house workers there, this beautiful blonde girl. Um, she was like, "Yeah, I'm alone a lot, but I enjoy it. I like being a lone wolf." And I told her, "Yeah, I do as well, but um, I feel lonely as well." And I asked her, and I even asked her, "Do you get lonely?" And she said no. But or I don't remember if she said no or yes, but I'll have to ask her again. But me especially, it gets lonely um, when I'm just sitting in my apartment, not really having anyone to talk to. Um, I gotta just do it my own way. Uh, do everything on my own now. I mean, I've been doing everything on my own, just trying to figure it all out, focus on myself and everything and all that shit. But maybe, I promise y'all, one day I'm not gonna be lonely. One day, we'll figure it out. My voice is getting tired. I'd like to finish this off by saying I it's crazy because I didn't it's like about the TikTok ban because I thought TikTok was like done for good, so I deleted it. I actually deleted it from the App Store, not knowing it was gonna like be restored. So I was stuck without TikTok on my phone for like 3 weeks. I had to use my computer, which was crazy, and I just had to adjust. I just had to adjust a little bit. I couldn't really do photo montages on there. Um, I just had to do vlogs, which was great. I managed to still post a good amount, which I wanted to, but now that it's back, it's to the regular TikTok posting now with vlogs and everything. I'm gonna try to post a lot more. I've just been so busy with school and everything. I don't really have time to make vlogs and everything. But we'll see what I can come up with in the future. My challenge is to just do a vlog for every day of the week, Monday through Friday. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna try it one week and see if I can pull it off or something like that. Like I said before, this story that I'm doing, and I am not doing another story about Greek life ever again. I did this little story about, the construction going on with these two sorority houses, and like I said, I could not get any in-person interviews about it because no one wanted to cooperate with me for some reason. I guess they just didn't want to talk about it or anything, but at the same time, I had to work around it, and very fortunately that I did. But I just hope I don't have to get into the scenario again. And like I said, I am not doing another story about Greek life ever again because I'm not gonna put myself in that position where I have to desperately ask for people's help and all that. What's coming up in the future? March, the best month, one of the best months in the year of the year, in my opinion. You have March Madness, stuff like that. I mean, March Madness is really the main event, but you know that I'm really going to be locked in on the NCAA tournament, the full thing. Hopefully our women can make a deep run in March Madness. I am going to be going home for spring break so I can just relax, get away from everyone, maybe go to a Devils game or two, maybe go to a Yankees game or stuff like that. But yeah, I'm gonna go home this time for spring break, not go with friends somewhere because obviously I don't have anyone to go with anywhere. So just go home, relax, walk around my hometown. Oh yeah, I did get tickets for the weekend in June to go see with my friend Jillian. So hopefully that's gonna be a lot of fun. And yeah. All right, fellas, that's going to be it for this episode of the Yap House Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys, this first episode in a really long time, it's been like a month and a half. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I hope you guys have a great day.